like guns, we like terrible fun. Crypto and crack, conspiracy facts. Black market news, black market news, black market news, black market news. Hello everyone, welcome to Black Market News, the podcast with your worldwide weed price guide and other illegal topics with your host, me, Harvey O. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening. Need all the help I can get with sharing this podcast with random people. Hit that like button and leave a comment. I appreciate you heads that are listening. Certain media outlets, they've been attacking cannabis edibles, saying they are dangerous for children, that they look like candies. Did they forget about Big Pharma? How every pill is shaped like some little candy? I don't think anyone should give their child THC unless they're using it for medical reasons. But, let's just be honest. There's no real danger of your kid ingesting THC. They have enzymes and natural processes in their bodies to break down THC in their body. Even if it's a pass-out ungodly amount that would have you in a bad time for a few days, it's still going to be naturally processed by all human bodies. There will be a very, very few amount that could have an allergic reaction of any person, child or grown, but that's a totally different thing. That's not a usual circumstance you'll see. Media outlets are claiming 3 children had to go to the hospital this year, and in the Washington Post, not one claim of damage or anything or any health problems from it. The article from Washington Post does go further and say 1 child was put in intensive care from eating an edible, but there's no source for this, and I've not found any information or anything else on this claim. Pretty much just a claim. So let's talk about the things that are a little bit more dangerous than edibles with proof and numbers. I say with proof and numbers, this is just a hypothetical because there's no proof that 1 child went to the ICU from eating an edible, but that's the intensive care unit. But let's hypothetically say 1 did. 1 had an allergic reaction and went to the ICU. But only the Washington Post knows about it. No hospital or no local news anywhere in the country know anything about it. But let's just pretend that it's true. So if that was true, we have THC edibles has 1 child put in ICU from allergic reaction and 9 years of legalization in our country in certain spots. So here's some things that have killed or hurt more children in the past 9 years. Trampolines, public schools, vaccines, priests, farms. About 4,000 kids have hospital visits from animal accidents and attacks every year. McDonald's, over-the-counter medication, pharmaceutical, not over-the-counter medication, Tide Pods, drones, cell phones, cell phone charger cords, planes, trains, and automobiles, parents, family members, and I could name millions and millions of other things that are least likely to hurt or kill your child than a THC edible. Millions. In fact, there was a guy called Rick Simpson. He created a Rick Simpson oil, which is high in CBD and THC. And it's a concentrate that was made more naturally with alcohol and low cooking extract, and made this nasty looking dark oil. Nothing nice like what people dab or take and you see in the dispensaries. But this Rick Simpson oil, it was proven to be almost have miracles compared to Western medicine. Some children that had medical conditions like seizures to the point that the child was laying in bed, unable to speak. After a year or so of taking the Rick Simpson oil, was up and learning how to speak and playing with other children, where Western medicine said it was not possible.
You don't see me making hippie hops about it.
On April 17th, 2021, the world has had 1 million vaccines given out, and the cases are rising. I wonder which crazy asshole do you listen to that has said that would happen. I call so many future events I should be a mentalist. Deaths aren't rising, but the survival rate is. So thanks for closing the world for a seasonal virus, everybody. A round of applause to yourself. Here's a big old what the fuck rant. In this past month, Onslow County, North Carolina has sentenced a man to life in prison because another person committed an accidental suicide. Yeah, Randon Jenkins will spend his life as a slave in the judicial system because a person overdosed on drugs that he sold. Randon took pride in his product, proven by his stickers and stamps created. That shows us he was proud of his quality of product. He did not lace the drugs or intentionally set up the other person to kill themselves. Randon is just as guilty as the salesman at the Ford dealership, the pharmacist in your town, or a U.S. Foods representative for selling peanut butter to a restaurant. You gonna blame somebody that sold the guy drugs when he overdosed and killed himself? Like even in death, we can't accept responsibility. I mean, geez. Come on, people. Most important is, like I said, this person committed suicide. It was an accident, but they did commit suicide. No one can truly know that answer, though, if it was an accident or not, if they meant to do it or if they just were trying to get high. Who knows? But I would just say that they've gotten high many, many times, and they know what the limit is. So it's all, still no one will ever know. It's all just opinion and bias, and my opinion don't mean to shit on that. Rest in peace to that person. Sorry that happened to the family. But WCTI 12 News in North Carolina calling the person a victim is a disgusting misuse of terminology. Why not talk about Skippy's victims? Skip Waters, the weatherman, who had to pay so much money to his victim of sexual crimes that he ended up having to work 2 jobs on TV until he died. I don't know if fellow North Carolinians remember old Skippy Waters giving out the weather on 2 different TV stations before he died. But that's what you have to do to pay off a pedo grooming settlement. And WCTI News, shit, them guys should be canceled for keeping secrets and promoting a pedophile willingly. I mean, no one heard of the story because the victim had it covered up, and the victim didn't want his news put out there, but his job knew, and they helped him get another job. I figure, instead of getting all mad about it, and staying here pissy about these guys trying to screw over people who are selling drugs. Let's see, I want to help the hardworking Americans that understand supply and demand. I've come up with a solution for you guys, an NDA for your clients. If you're selling a drug that could be lethal, make the people sign an agreement stating that they are aware of what they are doing and they are solely responsible for their actions, in case this ever comes up. You're all saying that's crazy, but if you have them convert on paper to Islam or Judaism and make the client put up signs announcing it in their home, then the body will not be able to be touched by examiners or medical team to test for the drugs. So there will be no usable evidence for the law anyways. If Skippy Waters, the boy groomer, can stay on TV with the magic of paper, then you can write on some paper and stay out of jail. Just take my word for it. For reference, Leonard Yeomans, who planned and committed a double murder in Carteret County, North Carolina, got the same sentence. He used a Taurus and a Cobra handgun, and neither company or the store at which they were purchased were held accountable or even questioned. Rest in peace, Dennis Harvey and Valerie Piner. So if you plan to sell drugs, get your clients a non-disclosure agreement, states they are responsible for their actions and their purchases. I mean, if you're making up stickers and labels for yourself, you might as well go all, print off one more piece of paper. And then also have them state that they are a certain religion. Say they converted to a certain Judaism or Islam. Certain cultures, they don't allow the body to be disrupted.
You smoke too much sativa.
Disrupted after death, or at least within a certain amount of time. Stay safe, News lines nationwide are attaching all gun information to the headlines this month to frown upon gun ownership. But to a logical person, it's proof that if you have a gun, you can keep all the cash you want without fear of being robbed until the white gang shows up. That's what I call the police and community watch. Black Market News, your worldwide weed price guide. Let's get to the worldwide weed price guide. Washington State, around $5 to $10 a gram. California, anywhere from $5 to $25 a gram. Oregon, it's about 10 to 15 a gram. Vegas, 10 to 15 a gram. Colorado, it's got about 160 for an ounce at homegrown. Thanks Reddit user Hourglass 7200. Northern Texas, 100 for a quarter or $2.25 an ounce for the mids. Michigan is $5.50 a QP. Thanks Reddit user The Fungus Farmers. Madison, Wisconsin has $40 eighths. Kentucky flour is $200 to $2.50 an ounce. Indiana is $5 to $15 a gram. Illinois, eighths are $25 to $60. Pennsylvania, $45 to $60 for a quarter. Virginia, $10 to $20 for a gram. $240 to $300 an ounce. North Carolina is $15 to $25 a gram for flour. $30 to $50 a gram for oil. Georgia has Zaza for $60 to $70 a quarter. Florida's quarters from $80 to $140. Rhode Island, we got $150 to $300 for an ounce. In Maine, $6 to $10 a gram. New York, it's $25 to $40 for an eighth. They just legalized it, so things will change soon. Jersey is $15 to $20 a gram, and concentrates are around $200 a quarter. Canada, we got $5 to $10 a gram in Manitoba, Alberta area. Southern Ontario, shut up, dog! Shut the hell up, you dumb shit. Southern Ontario is $100 and $130 for an ounce, but then for the good stuff, it's about $230 to $300. And if you find him online somewhere, a good online plug. Puerto Rico, $10 to $13 a gram. Madrid, Spain, 5 to 8 euros a gram of flour, or 3 grams. Around Portugal and other parts of Spain, pretty cheap. Macedonia, they got flour for $2 to $6 a gram. Bucharest, Romania, $5 to $10 a gram. Bavaria, Germany, 10 to 15 for flour. England, Manchester is 10 to 20 for a gram. 140 to 210 an ounce. Thanks Reddit user James 85858. New Denmark is 16 a gram. Oslo, Norway, 64 and 8. 18 to 25 for a gram of hash. Being attacked by dogs on the reg over here. Thanks, Mr. Racer Hacker. Not for the dog attack, but for the information about Oslo. Switzerland.
You smoke too much sativa.
Switzerland. Thanks, Sal, for that one. Switzerland is $10 a gram, or CHF, whatever that is. Poland is $40 for a gram, or zloty, whatever that money is. Sounds African, but that's how they say to pronounce it. Ecuador's got $20 quarters. Jammu Kashmir, they got the chali. I don't know if you remember, that's a corn husk filled with hash and it's buried to cure. It's about $14 to $45 US. Southern India, it's $4 for a cellophane full of some Indian greens. Looks like Reggie. Oh, and we have an attack by the little man. Good morning, good morning. We have Milana, India. That's the hash capital of the world. They got Milana cream for 15 to 25 a gram. Russia, they got 25 for a gram, called the shishka. Indonesia, it's highly illegal. Get you killed. Stay clean, people. All right, New Zealand is a gram for $20. If your area was not mentioned or you disagree with the reported prices, please send an email to bmnpod@gmail.com or message at bmnpod on Twitter. Send me a tweet. Let me know what's going on. MisFortuneCookie.ca, the cookies with jokes that make you laugh at yourself and others. They are fortune cookies dipped in chocolate with jokes that roast or make fun of a certain person or subject, like your politician, your chef, your waiter. Don't make fun of your chef or waiter. I'm just playing. Or maybe your mom or family members. There's versions for adults and children, and they will ship worldwide. Thanks, Miss Fortune Cookie, for supporting BMN Podcast. What do you want to do, Keegan?
What's the boat ride?
Well, I guess we got to go on a boat ride if it's nice out, everybody. So, if you want to support BMN Podcast and help pay for the gas, get up with us, bmnpod@gmail.com. Our free song of the week. I got a little kid attack here. Child attack, coming at you right up your back. That's a square, a foam square. We're teaching on BMN Podcast all the time. They said today's song is by the cool guy, Fast Lady, and a song named Tax Man. If you're scared, say you're scared.
You stray from the path. I'll say your name, it's part of my game. So face my tax. Breaking banks with overdrives. That's tax witchcraft, and that's how I get paid. Run away, save yourself. Becomes a rampage, and that's how I get paid. Run away, don't you stray from the path. Say your name, it's part of my game. So face my tax. Tax on wheels, burning cold steel, cooling your blood, and that's how I get paid. Broken down, credit burn out, still we can love, and that's how I get paid. On away, don't you stray from the path. I'll say your name, it's part of my game. So you stray